Test. Test. Cup of ambition. Oh yeah. Gotta eat my eggs before they get cold. Or I'll just eat them cold. Uh-oh. What airport am I at? Smyrna. Gotta eat my breakfast before we go. Damn it. Come over here. Down. Let's figure out where we're going to go. Well, that's quick. Huntsville? One more time. All right. All right, then. Let's find a place to go. Let's see. Where is the preferences here? Let's see. Distance max 223. Oh, let's play a different song. Really? No place else? You know what? Maybe I'll just take the broken car or the fragile cargo to Nashville, and then maybe we can pick something up from there.
Transporter from dispatch. Good morning. The sensitive cargo mission will start as soon as you get in your aircraft in the parking. Aircrew, be advised, today's fragile cargo is being manually handled onto the aircraft at the customer's request.
Oh, easy with them bottles. It's a cargo load of Mexico.
Transporter from dispatch. The cargo is on board. You are clear to taxi to the runway and take off.
Let me see if I can get her started. It's been a while. Let's see. We're going to need some of these. We're going to need one of these. Where'd that stupid light go? Oh, you know what? I forgot to start up my scrippages. And that's annoying. Here we go. FSU IPC. Connect. And let's go. There's number one. Oh, I just killed number one. That's what I did, dummy. Try it again. Relaunch it. There it is. And then number three. There we go. There we go. It was up there somewhere. All right, let's get the fuel pump on. Oh, you know what I forgot? Fuel selector.
Everything looks good from where I'm sitting. Taxi to the runway and take off.
Let's see what the altimeter is. Oh, there's icing out and about up north. 3016 here, 3015 at Nashville. We'll go ahead and make it 3015. Let's see what else we got here. Anti-collision light. There it is. What's the wind? 1704. Stupid taxiway lights. Gotta have my coffee. Coffee. Let's see, 316. Very short flight.
Transporter from dispatch. Fly safe and remember to watch your landing.
Watch my landing. It's like 12 miles away. Somebody could have drove this there. But that's okay. So into Nashville. 1503. We could take straight in. Yeah, it looks so much closer out the window. wonder what Microsoft says the wind is. Because it's 3 knots in the real world. Just gonna land with 1 notch of flaps. Ooh, easy now.
Nice landing, pilot. Contact ground for your parking assignment, then shut down your engine.
Oops. Oopsie. We're crossing runways left and right. We flew 12 miles and we're driving 5. Is this the end? Is this the end? Here's the end. Pick a spot.
Transport from dispatch. Someone is coming to take the cargo. I'll call you when it's done. Transporter. Another cargo mission completed. Thanks, and see you soon.
Let's see, did I get it?
Start your
Did I get
engine.
my achievement? Let's see, daily goal. Fly sensitive cargo job for 12/1, 2023. Okay, I think I did that. Fly a sensitive cargo job greater than or equal to $10,000. Man, really? All right, let's look at sensitive cargo. What do we got? Ooh, here's one that goes to Evansville. We're flying that one. 256 pounds. Piece of cake.
Transporter from dispatch. It's a sensitive cargo mission today. When you check the payload in the flight plan, please release the parking brake to start. Aircrew, be advised, today's fragile cargo is being manually handled onto the aircraft at the customer's request.
Manually handled. So we got 256 pounds. So let's go ahead and
Transporter from
let's do our
dispatch.
loadout.
The cargo is on board. You are clear to taxi to the runway and take off.
We'll do it like that. And then that makes us good there. Going up to the EVV. Let's go back to left tank.
Everything looks good from where I'm sitting. Taxi to the runway and take off.
It's odd. Cool. I'll see if I can figure this out. One of the builds in the near future, I want to build a GNS530. That'll be easy. These will be easy. These volume knobs even work? I do not know. Question is making these buttons. I think I can do it. I think I know what I'm going to do. Even this rocker. I'm getting ideas on how I can carve them out with the CNC machine and then paint them and label them, laser etch them. Ooh, buddy. That's some work. All right. $345. We're going to practice flying a use our HSI to fly the GPS course. Things I'm not used to. Ooh. I didn't have it trim set right.
Nice takeoff, pilot. Have a safe, steady flight.
Interesting. Looking at what the AccuSeasons picked for the trees. Got icing conditions up north. Those are tall towers. morning glare. Flying our series of infinite points. What if we got a wind aloft here? Felt that way when we were going into Nashville earlier. And I suppose the GPS could tell me if I knew how to work it. Turn the autopilot on. Let's do heading hold here. Let's see what that does. They're gonna hold our altitude too. Go ahead and switch that fuel tank. See what the icing airmet says. Ice and freezing level valid until 1500 Zulu. Moderate ice between freezing level and flight level 180. Freezing level surface to 11,000. Conditions developing after 12Z. Oh, this is Springfield we're coming up on. Hey, man. No, actually, we're heading north, Nashville to Evansville. And I think we're over... I think we're right here. Should be, if we are, there should be an airport like right over here. I think that might be it there. Yeah, because I think this is the road that goes north of it. Doing a Neoflight 4, doing a fragile cargo flight. And Evansville is my home airport. Got the what is it, the Rex AccuSeasons, and I went ahead and hit the I put the just set it for the date, see what it would come up with. It's about accurate. I don't have the 777 unless you're talking like stock stuff or whatever. I don't have PMDGs. Yeah, it is that airport over there. I am over Springfield. I don't have PMDGs 777. I mean, I could probably fly it, but not like by the numbers. I need to learn how to operate a FMC. I haven't taken the time to do it. Probably want to build one. I'll figure it out, because that's why I'm working on. I'm old school, man. I learned to fly with VORs and shit. So, oops, I'm off course here. Let's take it a couple degrees back to the left. So I'm just now kind of like learning the GNS530. So I haven't put a flight plan in, but I'm just doing the direct. But as far as like getting all the information out of it and stuff, I need to poke around some more with it. Hit a YouTube video or something. See this over here, this camera? Right down here, this is my power trim wheel. Here, check it out. I've got altitude hold, so it shouldn't change it, but check it out. Here we go. Trim up, trim down. I've got the, oh, here, let me show you. So, which one is it? Is it this one? This one. So, here's my yoke, right? Got a little mini keyboard up here. So, I've got the autopilot going right now, so it won't affect it. But I've got this button over here. Normally, people will use this as their trim up, trim down. I don't have this button assigned in the simulator. So what I have going on is this console over here, which is, it's got fuel selector knobs, it's got my parking brake here, it's got this trim wheel, and it's got rudder trim and aileron trim. And let me lock my vision in here. I built this before I got this set up. So this has a trim wheel on it too, but it's not powered. So anyway, I wanted a powered trim wheel. So I've got a stepper motor that drives the trim wheel hooked up to an Arduino and a motor controller. The Arduino's hooked to the computer. I have a script running on the computer for Flight Simulator, so it takes input-output, same as my radio works, and I've got the autopilot here for the 737, same thing. So I send stuff to the simulator, it makes the changes in the simulator. Some of the data in the simulator I get fed back to the Arduinos to do things. So the way I set up this trim is the script that runs this also monitors this button. So if I activate it, well, first of all, the way this thing trims is there's an encoder hooked up to it. So if I spin this with my hand, right, I can use my hand on it, it'll say, the encoder will turn, and it'll go, oh, trim up or trim down. And so I wanted this trim button to operate it. Well, like I said, most people will make their trim button just activate in the sim, trim up, trim down. But I didn't want to do that. I wanted to make this motor run up or down and then send any trim information from the encoder to the sim. So, like I said, the script that's running for this console here monitors this joystick button. So if I pull back on it, it goes, oh, he's hitting that button. That means trim up. Let's send the trim up information over to that Arduino. And the Arduino picks it up and goes, okay, I'll drive the motor for trim up. And it does. And in doing so, it's kind of like shaking its own hand. It causes the encoder to trim up. So then it's got the trim up message for the encoder and goes, oh, well, let's send that trim up message back to the simulator. So it's kind of a round robin kind of thing just to make that fucking wheel go. Oh, so you don't even do flight sim, you just strictly truck sim? Okay. Yeah, flight sim's a different so I can turn that off. I said turn it off, double tap. And you've seen my, ta-da! So I built this radio, and like I said, I built this thing, and I built this down here, and you've seen the other stuff. I got my console, or my little multi-function device over here. I don't use it so much for Flight Simulator, but I've got my stream functions here, so I can switch with these buttons. Switch my scenes, turn me off, bring me back, bring that up, kill it, kill that, bring it back. Yeah, there's a lot to learn in it. There's some really cool stuff. Let's see where we're at here. The fuel gauge. We'll let that go down to 20 and then we'll switch back over. it is easier than truck sim as far as like being hands-free, because obviously you don't have curves, right? Until you get down like in the approach phase or something. But there's a lot. If you don't know anything about airplanes or flying, there's quite a bit to learn. Now you can get in it, you know, you can play around and goof off and stuff, and that's fine. But if you get on like there's this network called VatSim. Hang on, I gotta clear my throat. Well, how old are you? Because I'm 55. We're gonna crack this baby open. This stream brought to you by Mexico, the superior Coca-Cola. I wish. What do I do with that? I'm gonna make you throw up with my head tracker. There it is. "36 years. I remember my first beer. 36, not so long ago. God damn it. I've been very fortunate. I had a good career. A good wife and good kids. These are so good. But you're from Europe, you know what these taste like, because your Coke has sugar in it. American Coke has high fructose corn syrup. It's okay. You know, McDonald's does a pretty good job with it, but when I grew up, you know, I was a kid of the 70s and the 80s, and our Coca-Cola had cane sugar in it back then. And that's what this Mexico has, and we get these imported. They're expensive, but goddamn, they're good. Look, it's the Ghost Cup. Let's see if you can see through it. Can you see through it? Maybe not. Over here, maybe? Over here? Pass it in front. Oh. Let's go to outside view and then maybe we can read the thing behind my head. So I was I worked for the federal government for 27 years. I was air traffic controller, and I got the week I was eligible to retire. I think I retired after 25 years, 27 years government time, 25 years good time as an air traffic controller. And air traffic controllers are eligible for early retirement. They fall under the same, because of the stress level and everything, under the same retirement plan as federal firefighters and federal police officers. So after 25 years of on the boards type work, they're allowed to retire. So I'm 55. I've been retired for 6 years. I retired. You can go at 25 years, good time, and you can go at any age. And then, or you can go at 50 if you've got 20 years service. But we have to retire. We have to. It's mandatory. You cannot continue to be a controller in the federal government past 56. So you have to, if you want to keep working or whatever, you have to like find a desk job someplace. They are doing some waivers because they're so short staffed. So I would still have to. I would have to, if I was still working, I would have to retire in about 11 months or so, 10, 11 months. But yeah, I got out 1 month before I turned 49. I was still technically 48. The year I turned 49. I haven't done controlling on. I was talking about the VAT sim earlier. If you want to get in VAT sim, like and be a pilot on VAT sim, you need to learn a lot. Because if you just get on there and go willy-nilly, it's kind of like, you know how Euro Truck Sim, the truckers MP server, how they'll kick you off if you jack around, screw up. It's the same way with VAT Sim. If you get on there and like spawn in on a runway, and while stuff's going on or whatever, and there's control going there, they're gonna kick you out and give you reprimand and all that stuff. Here, let me show you. Let me see who's all out there. I'm not on VAT Sim right now, but I could dial it up probably. There's a Google Earth overlay that God damn it, that NZ does, which is New Zealand, that they did. So like here's all the guys in their sims on over the United States right now, flying their sims, but there's no controlling except for up here in New York Center. I wonder if that's who I think it is. Let's see. He's up early this morning. No, not the guy. So like New York Center's open, and I think there's probably like a flight service Oceanic or something out here. No, it's en route. Okay. I guess it's part of it. What about out here? Yeah, still. But let's see, what time is it? It's 8 o'clock here in the morning, so it's about 2 o'clock over here in the afternoon. Still not a lot of controlling going on, but more airplanes. Looks like England's got a bit going on as usual. Yeah, you need to learn like procedures and stuff. Now, the VAT Sim, if you go to the VAT Sim website, they do have things for new pilots. On how to do it. Now, whether or not you fly in the United States versus Europe, some of the rules are a little bit different, but most of them are the same. But like any of these yellow spots, this is a tower controller, and then the green is approach controllers, and then the pink is center controllers. So I don't know if you're aware or not, but all air traffic controllers are not in towers. There's a lot of towers. Like the high altitude en route stuff is done at a center, which is like a factory for air traffic control. We had more up. I could show you what the map looks like. But like Indy Center stretches over 3 states, and actually probably in parts of 4 states. Oh yeah. What's amazing about this stuff is VATSIM is very strict, and they train their guys pretty good. Overall, being a controller, I was a real world pilot. I do have a pilot certificate. It's as far as I've gone. Went with it because I was in college. It was getting too expensive, and I gave it up. But of the knowledge that I have of air traffic, when I watch the VATSIM, experienced VATSIM air traffic controllers, and watch the guys stream, I give VATSIM a B+ with their controllers, because they start them just like the real world. They start them at clearance delivery, where it's a non-movement type thing, and you're just giving pre-departure clearances, cutting ATISes and stuff, and then they'll run them up into ground control, and then they run them up into a tower at some airport, and then they run them up in the center. Now in the real world, you don't work all 3 unless you move around. So in the real world, a center controller is a center controller, and that's all he does. But in VATSIM, they work all the layers. So like at my airport, we were in a tower and approach control. So we had a tower we worked in, and we also had an approach control. We had radar screens, and that went out to the approach control, worked up to 10,000 feet, 60-mile radius around the airport. and then the tower worked the immediate traffic at the airport. There was another airport in our airspace in Owensboro, Kentucky, that has a tower too, and that's it was just a VFR tower, contract tower. They weren't FAA employees. So starting at the ground level, you've got the tower. In the tower, you got a ground controller, which takes you out to the runway. You have the tower controller, which clears you for takeoff and clears you to land. There's usually a clearance delivery. Sometimes it's combined with ground. And those are the guys where you get your pre-departure clearance if you're going out VFR, or your IFR clearance if you're going instrument flight rules. Once the tower controller is done with you, if there is an approach control around you, he will, once he's get you airborne, he's done with you for traffic, he'll ship you over to the approach controller, and the approach controller will climb you up. If you're going above the approach controller's airspace, he'll climb you up, level you off, or give you an altitude to stop at, hand you off to the center, which controls everything above the approach control, and they go all the way up to flight level 600. So like in our case, most of the approach controls in the United States are usually at 10,000. Down here at the lower level, we go up to the 10,000. I think like a bigger airport like Cincinnati, I think they went up to 12 or 15 or something like that. The centers, they're about 20. I don't know how many centers there are. 20 some odd, 25, something like that, across the United States, and they delegate all the airspace down below. So they're the high of the hierarchy, and so they delegate the approach control airspace to all the approach controls that are located at airports around. We've had a lot of consolidation over the last 20 years or so, where they've taken approach controls that were around and they pipe everything in and they put them in one building. Fortunately, my facility never did it because we're out in the middle of nowhere. So we're coming up on here. Oh, Muhlenberg. All right. Where'd it go? Slipped underneath. Let's keep that up over here. All right, take it easy. Coming up on Muhlenberg County. Oh, we got to play a song. Let me find it. Let's see. Pause this. How do you spell that? Muhlenberg Paradise. Here we go. This is Muhlenberg. Right in front of us. So I think actually that coal mine that he's talking about in Green River, let's see, is it the Green River? Oops. Here's some mines over here. Paradise, Kentucky was a small town in Muhlenberg County, 10 east-northeast of Greenville. 10 miles east-northeast. So yeah, I bet that was right over here. Let's see. Oh shit. Huh. Getting close. Now I'm in the mood for some bluegrass. Alright, we gotta switch our fuel. So, fuel pump on, switch it over, fuel pump off. I'm not big all country, all bluegrass all the time. I do appreciate bluegrass music. Country music, I'm like, it's all right. Take it or leave it. I can appreciate bluegrass though. All music's best live though. But I played that song flying over Muhlenberg County, and it made me nostalgic for a little bluegrass. We're about 55 miles or so from the destination. if I know any of these songs. Let's go this way. Oh, brother, where are you? Need to play this down in Tennessee. It's all flat up here. Mess it up. Blig. He been hitting the shine. It's a farm simulator down there. Those guys down there running farms, they don't have time to play Flight Simulator. Jamal 101. What's up? How's it going? Uh-oh, you can't hear me. What do you mean you can't hear me? Music too loud? It must be on your side. Mr. Palmer says it's good. I'm doing all right. Let's see what we've been on for. $130. I'm actually flying up to Evansville from Nashville. About 30 some odd miles out. 40 miles, something like that. 35, 38. Yeah, I got the I'm running the there's an add-on called by Rex called fuck did I call it? It's AccuSeasons. So it does the like ground and tree textures and stuff, colors. So I went ahead and just set it for this week and see what it comes up with. So it's actually looks pretty good, pretty accurate. Jamal, do you copy? Copy, copy. And we're flying real time, so the sun is up. Why is the sun so bright? Too many places for you to mute. So can you hear me okay, Jamal? I'm not on VATSIM. I've got it. I've actually was looking at it. There's no controllers on right now anyway. I was talking about VATSIM earlier. It's like New York's on. That's about it for the U.S. But it's, you know, what is it, Thursday? 8:25 in the morning here. So was it like 2:25 in England? So they're just in the afternoon over there. But goddamn, look at all the fuckers flying still. In the next 4 hours, this will all light up with the controllers. Good. I'm glad you got the sound issue fixed there. I don't. The only time I do multiplayer, I don't fly on the multiplayer, quote unquote, Microsoft multiplayer server. It's the only time I do multiplayer is if like would be on VATSIM, and then you know, meet up with people and do flights like that if I'm going to. So you're new here, Jamal. You a sim pilot? You can see I got my track IR head tracker on, so I can look around the cockpit. If I need to get in close, I just lean in close. See, that ought to be Owensboro off right over there. Okay. So Jamal, I got, to give you a little tour here. I build things. I build interfaces for flight sim, for truck sim, some other things. So, check my fuel here. Looking good. I built this radio, which interfaces. Hang on a second. I need to see what I'll give you an example. Let's see. What's the altimeter at Evansville? 3004. So we're going to dial this down to 3004. This is our Holzman window. I built this panel here. This is the MCP autopilot for 737. This console down here below is it's a trim console, so it's got elevator trim over here, but got my trim button here, so I can control the trim that way. Right now it's not having any effect on the sim because the autopilot's on holding it. Got a parking brake here. If I activate the parking brake, it stays up unless I hit the brake pedals, and then that releases it. Now I use FSU IPC and then Lewis scripts. So I've got Arduinos driving everything, and then I've got scripts for each Arduino that I program. This trim, well, also on this trim panel down here, I got fuel selector knobs too. So I've got some planes that have 2 fuel selector knobs, like this one only has 1. But actually, let me move my. So you see the fuel selector there in the sim. I reach down here and I can switch it back and forth. That's not even keyboard commands. These are being used. These are doing serial connections. So the Lewis scripts that FSU IPC, you run a Lewis script in there. So the Lewis script connects to the Arduinos. I've got another box over here. This is my button box over here. So this connect as the Arduino's in it. Acts as a keyboard or joystick buttons or whatever. So I've used this thing for multiple stuff. I use it for truck sim. I use it to launch my scripts for flight sim from the joystick buttons on here. I also use it to control my stream, so I can, where'd I go? Oh, I'm coming back. So it's like a stream deck. I can bring my stuff up, get rid of them. I can give you the full tour. We got flight sim.
Welcome to the club.
Hey, thank you. Oh, I gotta get my other button over here. Wait, the foot pedal's away. Gotta do an announcement. Jamal 1 is now following. So we're getting close to the airport. Anyway, I got flight simming on the right, and I got truck simming on the left over here. So when I want a truck sim, I take my soundboard and I just push it over here like this, and we scooch over, and then we gotta drive, but my monitor's over there. That's a problem. So we have to grab the handy dandy wired remote, and then we hold the button. We bring the monitors over here. Hang on a second. So anyway, we bring the monitors over here, and then we can do our truck simming. And we let it go all the way to the stop. It'll hit the stop and back itself up a little bit. And we touch it up. I don't know if you saw or not. My truck sim, it's kind of hard to see, but I've got some switches I put on the side. So I got a turn signal over here. I've got use windshield wipers. Use this for windshield wipers over here. Eaton Fuller shifter. I've got it all tied into an Arduino up there, which again acts like a joystick. So all those buttons and switches are programmed in there. Oops. There we go. Getting close. About 13 miles out or so. I got a see-through head. Let me go back to, here we go. And we don't need that one up. Yeah, there's quite a bit to choose from out there. Am I on Discord, or is Chris Palmer on Discord? I have Discord. I've got a Discord server, but I don't do much there. I'm involved in some other communities, so. I think I'm in, do you know who Jersey Aviator is? Man, look at that drift. I think we got us a west wind. I'm in Jersey Aviator's Discord. He's a VATSIM pilot, or he's a real world pilot, but he's a VATSIM controller. He was working New York last night. I'm involved with the GTA 5 roleplay community, and that should be starting up again here in another, hopefully, a couple weeks. And I'll be getting back into that. I'll be doing some of that stuff. Let's see what the wind is at the airport. Out of the south, 5 knots. So land runway 18. I've got some new scenery for Evansville, and it's they fixed it. It was real derpy, but it looks pretty good now. The I don't know, I had a 7-part stream series that I did where I was working on that, doing a build stream with that steering wheel. I'd take a lot of stuff apart, put it back together. Last stream I did was that box that sits next to me. I put a back on that and a stand for it, and I had to take it quite a bit apart. Kick this autopilot off here. It's time to go hand flying. Hey, aviate, navigate, communicate. Welcome. Aviate, navigate, communicate. Just give me a phone. Yeah, it looks exactly the same. Well, especially with the software, or the add-on software I got. Parts of it are. I mean, like, the Whirlpool factory to the south doesn't look quite right. The warehouse to the southeast isn't quite right. No, it's not. It's only like $6-7. When I first bought it, it was derpy because they had like the runways and taxiways and stuff. They had the elevation all wrong with the rest of the field, so it was like you're in valleys. And but they just fixed it, so I put it back in. But the terminal, the tower, the tri-state arrow, and the hangars and stuff on the field are good. I'm high as shit, but we'll overfly it. Yeah. I just texted Roshan the other night. Just I was having some coffee. It made me think of him, so I sent him an insult, and he told me Hobgood told me to go fuck myself or something, and so I sent Hobgood a text and I said love you too, and he sent me a kiss emoji. Man, it feels like there's a strong wind out there blowing me. Coming from the left. No, Trent went up to Indy Center and got a staff position up there, and I think to boost his retirement, and I don't know. There's word that he might come back or something. He'll probably go back as the contract trainer, or try to. Look at that! There's a wind out here, man. I mean, I'm just sliding around to the left base for runway 18. Well, there might be a house there. It won't look exactly like it, but there'll probably be a building there. They still don't have the elevation quite right, but it's a lot better on the field. It's mostly equal. So there's a little block on the south side that's just higher than the roads out there and everything. Yeah, and they got the covers over there at the airport too for the solar panels. Oh, I gotta watch my landing because I got fragile cargo. I forgot.
Please proceed to parking, pilot. I hope the cargo survives
Shit.
that. Contact ground for your parking assignment, then shut down your engine.
Damn it. Yeah, I'm doing the Neofly, and it's got it's a fragile cargo, or whatever it's called.
Transporter. Cargo unloading in progress. Stand by, pilot.
Oh, there's all kinds of ones out there.
Transporter. Another cargo mission completed. Thanks, and see you soon.
See what I get.
Let's go.
Oops. Well, unfortunately, I need to go run an errand, so I'm going to stop here. Thank you, new followers. Getting me close to 700. I think, well, we got 9 more to go. So that was good. Yeah. I don't know what I'm gonna stream next. I do have some. I was talking about the builds and stuff that I do. I've got a new foot pedal, which is a push to talk foot pedal that I'm working out in my head. Still got to. I mean, it's easy enough to do. It's just a matter of getting the box that's going to contain the Arduino, the wiring, and the dip switches that I want to put in it, as far as like which direction I want to go. So I haven't quite got that all worked out yet. Yeah, FS Economy, that was the old one we used to do. Whenever it was, they had Neoflight 3, and then I went checking, and Neofly 4 came out, so that's what I've been using. It's Neofly's. I mean, it's fine. It's free. They do have like a paid add-on to it. It's seems to work well. I mean, it takes a little learning curve getting used to its interface. I haven't touched all the stuff that it can do, because I've just been, tinkering. But it gives you something to do. It reminds me of the old FS Passengers, which is good, because that was the first career program they had. But they don't have FS Passengers for Microsoft Flight Simulator. So that guy stopped developing years ago. Health problems, all kinds of stuff. So, but it kind of has that feel to it a little bit. So I'm just slowly working a career up with it. Get some money up, and then buy another airplane, and then fly that for a year. All right. Well, thank you guys for the new follows. Like I said, I stream. I do flight sim. I do truck sim. I do GTA 5 roleplay, which if our server gets back up and running, I'll probably be doing a bit of that. And then I also do build streams. So I'm trying to get more consistent, stream more. The problem with my sleep, the way I sleep, sometimes it's just around the clock when I can do it. It would be nice if I could get on a straight schedule, and then I could, people could know, but I don't know if I'll be able to do that or not. Still in progress.